Hello ladies and gentlemen, there's a recipe for Dover sole à la Meuniere, which is a very, very classical French fish dish. It's absolutely delicious.
Hello, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. I'm going to prepare something I've never prepared before. Dover sole à la Meuniere. Meuniere or Meuniere? I think it's Meuniere, but you know, I could be wrong. Anyway, it's a really classic French preparation of Dover sole. It's kind of like the preparation of Dover sole. It goes with a very nice brown butter sauce with parsley and lemon, and it's as simple as that. Anyway, this is going to be absolutely lovely.
So what exactly is this dish? Right, so Dover sole is classic, but it can be done with other fish, particularly sole or flatfish. And à la Meuniere will mean in the style of the miller's wife, which means this is going to be dredged in flour before being fried. I'm just demonstrating to you which end the head is for some reason. We've got to remove the fins, these frilly bits on the outside. A nice pair of scissors is required. It's a little bit tricky to film this and do it properly at the same time, but just about managing. Start at the tail end and work your way up to the head end. Do one side, obviously it has the dark greyish side which will camouflage it while it's from naughty fish above it that want to eat it, and the white fish from below, the white side from below. And there we go, just all those frilly fins removed. The next bit is to get this skin off, and the first time I've ever done this with Dover sole, and I really like it actually, and it saves a lot of time by trying to take off the skin with a knife. But you do have to get a little bit of skin for you to get a purchase on. You've got to grab hold of that. Now you could use a bit of clean towel or J-cloth. I saw a classic method, they use a bit of salt so you get a grip. So just, it's a bit of a faff at the beginning, but you just got to try to get hold of the skin, that's it. And pull the tail back away, and there you go, and just keep pulling that skin. And are you wondering, is this satisfying? Oh yes, unbelievably satisfying. And just keep going all the way over the head. Just apologies for anyone that's a bit squeamish. Really, this bit you're about to watch is gross because the eyes are still going to be there. Yeah, and be very careful at that stage. It wasn't necessarily harder. I was just trying to do it more carefully and deliberately. You can, of course, remove the head. Feel free to remove the head. No problem at all. Just beware. Feel with your finger for where the flesh meets the head first, because it's not going to be a straight line, and you don't want to be cutting away any of this absolutely delicious but rather expensive fish. So, skin all removed. Just whip the tail off. And as I say, the next time I do this, there will be next time, I will take the head off, because actually it's quite hard to fit it in the frying pan. That there is, you know, it's organs, I suppose, liver, things like that. So I'm just thinking I'm going to remove that. But actually, I would say, in hindsight, you probably don't have to, because after you've cooked this, you're going to be sort of tearing away the very outside bits anyway, and that will come off with it. Now, we exposed a few more fins, or bony bits, when we took the skin off the head, so just whip those off as well. And, you know, just a final checkup, as any good hairdresser will do. And there we go, I gave them a little bit of a wash, just a rinse under the cold tap because there was a bit of blood on them. Dab them off with the old bit of kitchen tape paper. And salt. Season with salt before. Don't season the flour, I don't think it works, I don't trust that method. I like to give the fish a proper season with salt and then in the flour. That is my lovely new frying pan. And I didn't use enough oil, so I have to add more later on, so feel free to add it. Be very generous with this. Traditional shallow frying, sort of, you actually should be in about a good ½ centimetre of oil. And I add a bit of butter in there because, you know, makes it better. This process is going to take approximately 4 minutes each side. Obviously it will vary depending on the size of your fish, but you know, that's about right. Until it's really nice and golden brown. There we go. If you're concerned about it not being cooked, you can always probe it. If you've got an electrode, get it right to the part of the bone, and you want it to reach about 60 degrees centigrade. Now we flip this over, we can baste, of course. Never miss an opportunity to baste something, and as I say, I've gone along, I thought, oh, it's a bit dry, I'm going to add some more butter in there. And that butter is coming from the whole butter on the recipe, so whatever you're using now is coming out of what's going in your sauce. Very carefully get that off. As I was making two, that went in the oven while I did the other one. Heated the oven to about 120 degrees just to basically keep it hot. So this is the trimming bit. So if you did leave any of the other bits in there, that would come off at this stage, I'm quite certain. But yeah, just trim those extra pieces of bone away, but not that bit. That's fish, you wally. And yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I thought, well, why not pretend I'm an expert at it and make a video at the same time. That is demonstrating there where the flesh obviously isn't in a straight ahead. You know, you've got to follow it up to where it goes, otherwise you're losing this absolutely delicious, not necessarily really strong in flavour, but just delicate flavour, and the texture is just wonderful. What I'm doing there is basically we're filleting it, but I'm just easing it away from the bone, and as long as it's cooked just about right, it will come away from the bone just beautifully. And if the bone looks a little bit pink, that is fine, do not worry. Now we've got to get hold of the bone at the tail end, and this is unbelievably satisfying. And just pull that all the way up. Now obviously if the head was removed, that would be a bit easier than what I've discovered there. And then add your bits of fish back on, so basically you're reforming it into the original piece of fish. That head's going to go back on later. Right, onto a plate, and in the oven while we'll do the other one. And obviously make the sauce. So I've cleaned out the pan, make beurre noisette, which means you're heating the butter till it goes brown. Turn off the heat. I didn't turn off the heat at this stage. Add the lemon juice, add the parsley. Have a taste. Adjust the seasoning. If you've used unsalted butter like I have, you may need to add a little bit of salt, obviously pepper. You can put capers in there. But the classic a la Meuniere will be just brown butter, lemon and parsley. So spoon over the sauce onto the fish, wedge of lemon, there's some potatoes that I turned there, which means I've made them into little barrel shapes, but they haven't done that for so long that they were dreadful, so I thought I'll cut that out of the video. And there you can see this really delicate, juicy, moist fish, and it's really expensive, Dover sole. We got this on special, otherwise we wouldn't have been having this video, and I'm glad we got it, and yeah, absolutely delicious. Can't wait to have it again. Feel free to do this with a bit of plaice, lemon sole, megrim sole, any flat fish. I think this technique will work beautifully. And that's it. This recipe is over. This video is over. So thank you very much for watching. Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. Do appreciate you stopping by. While you're here, if you don't mind, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and look out for more videos coming really soon. Bye then.